Welcome back. You're still tuned into Halftime Report on CNBC-TV18. Let's talk about Orchid Pharma. The stock has surged 58% in 2024 so far. The company has recently partnered with Cipla to launch an antibiotic drug in India. Manish Dhanuka, the Managing Director of Orchid Pharma, is joining us now. Mr. Dhanuka, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to understand by when will you start commercial sales of this particular drug, because you did indicate earlier that by August you had to do some trials and that's when you'll be able to commercialize it. Can you give us a sense of what the timeline is looking like?
Yeah, the product is under production right now, and we are very hopeful that by August or early September, we should be able to have the product in the market.
All right. And this will be only the Indian market that you're talking about, right?
That's correct. Orchid has the rights to launch the product in India, whereas Electra has already started selling the product in Europe. They recently licensed out to a company for South Africa as well as the GCC countries in the Middle East.
Okay.
So how does the scale up happen? I mean, once you launch it in August this year, what's the kind of revenue potential going forward? How does, what could the peak sales be here for this business?
So see, we partnered with Cipla. We're very proud that Cipla has accepted this partnership, and both companies wish to follow the antimicrobial stewardship model. So we will be following the route whereby the antibiotic is not misutilized, and we want the molecule to have the longest possible life of effectivity. So in terms of revenue, it would be difficult for me to say, but I'll give you some sense of what this molecule has potential. There are about 20 lakh patients in India in the hospital setting, in the ICUs, who suffer from the CUTI, HAP, and VAP, the indications for which this molecule is approved. And we hope that in next 2 to 4 years, this molecule would be able to address about 5% of such patients.
Okay. So you cannot give us the peak sales or the idea of revenues that you will be making, but if you can explain to us what is the idea of partnership with Cipla? Will there be any revenue share? How will this agreement go about?
Yeah. So Cipla, as you know, has one of the widest reached amongst the critical care hospitals in India. So they would be selling it through their network. In addition to that, Orchid Pharma would be selling it. We are starting our new division called Antimicrobial Solutions. And we have set up a small team of our own medical representatives and sales representatives who will work with various hospitals to sell this product along with other antibiotics. The objective of this division is basically to follow the antimicrobial stewardship model, make the doctors aware about the current antimicrobial resistance patterns, and help them follow the empirical regime in a more scientific manner.
So what we are trying to understand is, say for 100 rupee worth drug that is sold in the market, how much comes to you, how much comes to Cipla? What are the sharing parameters here in the partnership?
Yeah, so Orchid Pharma would be supplying the vials to Cipla. So there is a model of transfer price plus some royalty based on sales, which would be based on various milestones.
You would be at liberty to share some of those, or is that confidential?
I'm afraid I would not be in that position.
Okay. You know, there's a note by Systematics which says the drug should be able to reach sales of 200 crore rupees in India itself. How much of that would be in your kitty, Mr. Dhanuka?
So that is their estimate, actually.
Yeah.
We definitely hope we can achieve that sales target. But that sales would be the combined of Cipla as well as Orchid.
Okay, but that is the peak sales for a financial year. That is the general assumption. And you think that is a doable number?
In 2 years' time, I would say, 2.5 years. You see, it takes time to educate the doctor, medical community about the new molecule. So I'd say we will have some time to, make the doctors aware about the exact usage pattern and its efficacy. After that, we hope that it will pick up after 6 months.
All right. And finally, before we let you go, no change to your 15 to 20% growth target for the next 3 to 4 years that you had given us last time with 35% plus EBITDA CAGR, right?
We feel we should be able to achieve that.
Take that point. Thank you so much, Mr. Dhanuka, for joining in and giving us an update on this particular development for the company alongside the growth for the near future as well. Take a short break, come back, get you more on the markets and a lot of individual stocks.